Okay, all right. Thanks for getting on, you guys. I just got back from this training and it was called Platinum Presenters. So Christine Dwyer, if you don't recognize her name, she's one of the founding coaches and we are all under her massive team of, I think she said she has over like 170,000 coaches underneath her in her organization. So there's a lot of us. So this training was just for those under her big umbrella, and it was awesome. And it's different than the Beachbody Summit training, which we do in the summer because that's put on by Beachbody. So this is put on by Platinum Presenters and Christine Dwyer. And so she's able to bring in some really different speakers. And so it was just a little bit more of condensed learning for a weekend. And what I really liked is they had a couple coaches come on and talk about the sacrifices that they made to get there. And I know that that's a big training. Summit coming up in July is a big training. And these are things that you need to be there for. And so if that's on your radar at all, start coming up with a plan on how you can save up the money or vacation or whatever you need to do. If you've won your free ticket, then you're good to go with the ticket. And later down the road, we'll match everybody up with roommates on our team. And so you'll be able to share a room with people or bring your spouse if you want to, but we are so busy that it's really hard. I'll be there with my husband and hopefully, if all goes well, a new baby. So kids are there, families are there, but it's really about making an investment in your business. So one guy was talking about just how he had a big garage sale just to have the money to get there. So coming to these events and committing to showing up to these events, so huge because it grows your business so much. And it's always a learning experience and fun to meet other new people. So that being said, Chelsea Pearson is a coach and she's been a coach for I think 2 years now, and her husband Rob is also a well-known male coach. And so she did a great training about content, which I loved because I think a lot of times we struggle with what are we going to do. So I'm going to share my screen and show you this. She talked about just how to never run out of content. So Chelsea Pearson is her name. So find her page, and she's younger and she is married, but she doesn't have any kids. And this is what she does full time. So she's got a lot of great tips for us, and it's all about being specific. So let's get started. What is your short-term goal? Think of your short-term goal for your business. Is it rank? Do you want to get to Emerald or get to Diamond? Your challenge groups, your success club. What is your short-term goal for the next month, 2 months, 3 months? And those are the posts that you're going to want to be gearing yourself to. So if your goal is rank, you need to be focusing a lot of your posts on sharing what your team is doing, what coaching is doing for your life, how the extra money is helping you, whatever it is. You want to focus on those kind of posts. If you really want to hit Success Club and really run a great challenge group, focus on those kind of posts. Enrolling coaches and creating systems for your teams. And those are if those are your goals, and those are the posts that you're going to want to focus on. So it doesn't have to be the same for everybody, but think of that first when you start to come up with different content. So in this world, you're either growing or dying. So we need to get in motion and grow. You guys know by now that this business is something that is unlike any other job. You have to put yourself out there. You have to get uncomfortable, and you have to not care, because the people that are judging you, and maybe they're making fun of you or saying something behind your back about you, like those people in 3 to 5 years, they're going to be in the same place and you're not. So you have to keep that big picture in mind. So you want to invite, this. Those are the 3 things that we focus on in this business. New people, conversations. You want to be proof the products work. So you can talk about how you're improving your strength. You can lift more weights. You can increase your weights. You're doing more reps. Your jeans are fitting better. You're noticing calf muscles when you've never had a calf muscle before. Testimonies. You can always pull out testimonies. Beachbody on the site under success stories, you can type in what program you want a success story about, what age you want success stories about. Use those and share those. I think a lot of people really relate to real before and afters. And especially if you're at the point now where you feel like maybe you're not changing as much, really, really go back to pulling from either your challengers before and afters, or those success stories that are on the site. And then you can post about things about how you're growing yourself. A personal development quote that you really like, things that you're picking up from your personal development books or training that you saw. So you have to be sharing that side of it because you're a business. You're a business person, and you have to treat this like a business and post like you're a business. So if you keep consistent with your 3 vital behaviors, you're going to have more content. For me, when I was early in pregnancy and struggling and not working out and not eating the best, man, it was hard to find posts for me because how do I help people when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm eating pizza, So if you focus first and foremost on yourself and the vital behaviors, that's going to add to your ability to come up with some great content. Questions to ask yourself. These are so helpful to run through when you're struggling with content. What are you struggling with? Inspired you? How have you grown since yesterday? These are just things that you want to ask yourself and then run through and then come up with posts that have to do with that. The big thing in this business is that you want to set yourself apart from other coaches because people are going to invest in you because of who you are. The thing about health and fitness is that it's really easy to share a lot of healthy recipes, your fancy workout quotes. That kind of stuff is easy content to get, and everybody can do it. So you want to dig deeper and share about how you're fitting your workout in with your kids, pausing to help your kids every 2 seconds, or how you're fitting it in when you work full time. That's so huge. I have so many people that are like, I don't know, I can't fit it in. I'm working and I'm struggling with my kids. And you've got to dig deeper and share that stuff about yourself because people are going to invest in you. But before they invest in you, they need to start trusting you and getting to know you. So if you can run through these questions and really get more personal with your followers, they're going to relate to you and you're going to be talking to them and you're going to start to attract the people that you really want on your team. So go through those things and really talk through them with yourself and write down different ideas as to posts that you could come up with that way. So what makes a good caption? These were great for me because you can do so many different things with your posts to mix it up. I love this one-liners like diamonds were a girl's best friend and then yoga pants happened. Like I think she posted that she got like 300 likes on that or something. It's just something short and sweet that you can find. Negative wording. I know we want to stay away from that being negative or a Debbie Downer or whatever, but talking about never feeling comfortable in my own skin, I think that's a great way for people to relate to you because so many people feel like that. So many moms feel like that. If you've been overweight for a long time, you feel like that. So finding a way to do negative wording so that you're, again, attracting people that relate to that is so important. The numbers. She talked a lot about posting things like how to get ready for your workout in 5 steps, how to, all these different things. And I'll show you a couple different websites, but the big one that she pulls from is BuzzFeed. I'm sure you've seen that before, but it's a site called BuzzFeed, and it takes all the trending stuff from all over the internet and combines it. So you're already having a place where you can find popular content. Now, the huge thing with this is don't share BuzzFeed's link because Facebook doesn't like that you're sending people away from Facebook. So read an article, even if you copy the whole article and paste it as your own status, and then obviously give credit to BuzzFeed at the end. It's just coming across as your content. So you want to think about that when you're sharing something from an outside source. And then emotional power words. I think it draws people's attention into you. And again, it's sharing a part of your story. Destroying my body until I discovered a secret is so emotional to people. And I think that more people are going to be able to relate to you. And then questions, you guys know, questions are so key because people love to feel like they're giving you advice. And It can be the dumbest question. You know, it can be the dumbest question. You can do a picture, go to Target or something and try on 2 pairs of shoes and post 2 different pictures and say, which ones do you guys like? Like, you don't have to buy anything. Just go out and do that. 2 different necklaces or whatever you feel like, you know, you're interested in. Go to Bed Bath & Beyond and find the weirdest kitchen tool you can find and take a picture of it and say, hey, has anybody used this? Like, that's kind of stuff that draw people into you and make you more unique than a random fitness quote or another sweaty selfie. So think about how you can be creative when you're out shopping and what you can randomly take a picture of and save for later. Smartphone toolbox. These are things that she recommended that she loves to use. I haven't explored burst mode, but she said something about how it sets a timer for you. And so you can set up your phone on a little tripod or whatever, and then set it to take a picture like every minute or every 2 minutes, which is great to take those pictures while you're working out without having to like stop and set your timer and worry about it. Another one, she said, if you have an iPhone, she said that, that the Fly video app is really good for editing videos quickly. And she said that was easier than iMovie, which I'm going to have to try out this week because I think, anything that helps you do the videos is great. WordSwag is similar, that it just, you know, adds cute words. Facetune and Carousel clean up your pictures. And then, you know, Pinterest and Google Drive. So that's stuff that she has in her toolbox that she uses most often. Where to find ideas? This is the BuzzFeed. It's everything that is trending. So you can find so many different things on there. In fact, I just saved an article about vegetarians at Thanksgiving time. And so that one was really good for me to save to post for Thanksgiving. So if you have a couple hours or an hour where you can study these things and then save those posts that you really like, then that's a great way to have content when maybe you're busy or you're traveling or whatever that you can pull from. So look through BuzzFeed. I was just looking at it today, and I'm not going to share this, but the #1 trending article is somebody that took 500 penis pictures and made a picture of a face thing of Donald Trump. So I'm not sharing that, but if you feel like that's funny to you, you can share that. I'm not sharing that, but that's weird. But that was what's #1. So there's interesting stuff on there that I think that people would be like, huh? So, and sometimes out of their stuff might, draw in your audience depending on your humor. So that's obviously up to you, but look through that and see. I think the one that was on here was the 15 new words added to the dictionary. On fleek, like who talks like that? I don't ask people if they've ever heard of these words, or the 21 things military spouses, which everyone knew. What else would you guys add to this list? Things like that. So really look through that and pull some content for your page. Other great places to find ideas. And I get sucked into Pinterest, so I don't use it as much. But if you feel like you can stay focused, Pinterest is awesome. Create those different boards for your business. Stay out of the random stuff about makeup or what, I don't know, whatever, that's probably not good for your business. But if it's part of your brand or part of the business, sort it up into different boards to use as inspiration. Again, this is something that if you find yourself bored at the DMV or standing in line at the grocery store, or whatever it is that you have some extra time on your phone, go to Pinterest and start looking at different stuff like that so that you have, again, more content to pull, especially the next couple months when we're really busy. There's so much information on there that you can find to really help people and provide value. You don't have to be the author inventor. So just find something that really clicks with you and your brand and share it. Weekly post structure. There's so many different Flashback Fridays, Taco Tuesdays, and all that stuff, but try to come up with something catchy. The hashtag WIDN was interesting, the what I'm doing now. She said that she posts a picture of what I'm doing now and hashtags it, and then she tags like 4 or 5 people on her team and has them do it, and then has them tag a couple people on their team. So I think it's fun. It's just something fun to do and something completely random that people have to share a selfie or a picture of what they're doing. So try to get creative with those different days of the week to hashtag. When in doubt, challenge yourself. So go to any sort of challenge. This is Pinterest. There's so many different ways. I think a couple of you have seen doing Thankful November or whatever it is, where you can do a photo of a day and click on those, and then that gives you kind of an idea of different things that you could post throughout the week. So virtual content. This is a great way to organize your posts. For me, I don't do a lot of looking for my posts during the week, so I do a lot of that to play catch up on the weekend. And so you can organize it on your Google Drive into different folders, and if you can get the Google Drive app on your phone. So if you're sitting again somewhere, you're driving and you're wanting to post something, you have stuff that you've already found that you can pull. I think so many of us think, I haven't posted today, or I haven't posted my certain amount of times, or I got to put something up on my like page, and you just find something that's just not that great. And it's just a random recipe or just something that really doesn't provide much value. So if you have all that stuff saved up, then you can find it and pull it easily. So this was the last acronym that I really liked, and it's called CRAVE, because you want everyone to crave your posts. And the first one is content. You've got to be providing that content that's different, that's not like everyone else, because again, you want people to be attracted to you for who you are. Don't copy everybody else, because you need to set yourself apart. What do you really like? I think one thing after 2 years that I'm really struggling with is that I don't like to cook. And for so long, I've known that people like healthy recipes. And so I like to share those things, but I don't like to cook. So I'm backing up with that. What I do like to do is find healthy chocolate or desserts and make healthy desserts. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So find what you like and share that content, because if you can narrow that into something that's kind of closer to your brand, you're just going to attract those people that really relate to you. And you have to be unapologetic with that, because you're you, and you're going to be even more successful the more you can narrow your brand to what you're about. Because when you're posting things on social media, your job is to develop trust. People are going to need to trust you, so that when you do that post about your challenge group or about joining your team, they know you, they trust you. They're like, yeah, this is my girl. I feel like we're friends. I want to join her. So that content really is drawing that person in. And so a great book is Jab, 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 Right Hook. And it's just about providing so much value and building that trust with people, so that when you do the right hook of join my challenge group or whatever it is, people are drawn into that because they've already trusted you. They already know what you're about. R is reliability. So if I want coffee, I'm going to go to Starbucks at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I expect them to be open. So if this is your business, you need to be open, and we're open all the time, right? So it's that reliability that I know every Monday morning, Tara Dish is going to post her always never skip a Monday. She always does some sort of video or some sort of post about that. She never misses a Monday. I know I can rely on her for that. Find your thing and be that reliable person, whether it's what are you making for dinner or whatever it is. You need to be reliable, because I see so many coaches that do really well with posts once in a while, but then they fall off and they're not consistent and they're not posting about their workouts. But then they put together a great post about a challenge group, and it usually is genuinely great, but nobody joins them or comments or likes because they don't trust you. They have no idea what you've been doing. So you need to be that reliable person. The A is, like we talked about, ask questions, get people involved. It's so easy to do, but you're drawing people into your page. Value. This is something too that is something that's so important. Know your followers. Who are you attracting? Are you a mom? Are you not a mom? Are you working? Are you not working? Do you like to travel? Are you married? Are you single? Find those followers that are joining you, whether it's Kendra's doing she attracts a lot of college age students. Know who you're talking to and then talk to them. who's following your page, what kind of demographic are they, where do they live, what do they like to do, and then you need to post content that attracts them, that's interesting to those people. So if you're somebody that likes shoes or yoga, post about shoes. Don't apologize for that. You can do that all you want because your followers know that that's what you're about, and they're craving that because that's something that they know that you are excited about and passionate about and know something about. So the last one is engagement. And this is something too that the popular times to post are usually in the evenings, like 9 or 10, and I go to bed at 10 or 10:30, so it's hard for me to stay up. But this is so true. When you post something, oh my gosh, especially a question or something that's going to get interaction, make sure you're there engaging with your followers so that they feel, again, like they're connecting with you and they trust you, because it's such an important thing for you to have that engagement. She did talk a little bit about how, when you're getting comments on your post, instead of clicking that reply button and replying individually to somebody's comment, instead go all the way to the bottom and then tag them like we used to do, tag them and then write a comment. It's supposed to boost the amount of comments versus if you're replying, it doesn't add it as a comment. So just a thought, I think I'm a little, I think it looks prettier when you just hit the reply button, but it's just a little tip if you want to build up that popularity. The last one is be the person you needed every single day. And same thing along those lines of a coach. Be that coach that you want your coaches to be. So you as leaders, or if you're slowly starting to grow your team, you got all the pressure. You've got to be that example. So be that coach that people need. Be that person that you need, with whether it's recipes or motivation or speaking to people about the holidays. Or I just did a post today about how I'm getting so many no's that people want to wait till New Year's. And I just did a post about, I'm so proud of my challengers that are in our holiday group, because they're not doing that. They're not saying forget it. They're sticking with their goals through the holidays. And so I want to speak so that those people that have been telling me no this whole time hear me, that I'm like, it's a bummer. So be the person you needed every single day. Now, videos. This is the last part she talked about, and I really liked it. And she just related it to building that trust. And what does that faster is videos. So don't be scared. Don't feel like you have to look pretty or you can't be sweaty or whatever it is. The emphasis was really on doing a lot of videos, because if you think about it, people will feel even more like they relate to you when you're on video. I just think about you guys that jump on these calls whenever we have them. I feel like I know you guys so much better than other coaches that just comment and aren't on these calls live with us, So try to do videos if you can, just simple, like under 3-minute ones, whether it's sharing your workout or say, hey, I did 21 Day Fix Extreme upper body today and my arms are killing me, and here's a couple moves that were part of that workout. And just share little things like that to, again, get people to build that trust with you, and it builds it so much faster. And I mean, that's ultimately what we want, right? That we can build that trust and get people to know us quickly. So also, she talked a few things about doing YouTube or doing Periscope, and so I'm going to do a little different training on that, because that's a whole nother level than doing a video on Facebook. But she also suggested doing videos in your challenge groups more, which I think I'm going to do tomorrow, just some tips in the kitchen or something that helps me. Also videos, so if you're an Emerald coach or above, you get leads from Beachbody. And she also suggested that you put together a general video and send that YouTube link to your customer leads. Because again, they're going to see you're a real person. You're not just an automated fake coach. You're somebody that really cares. So if that's something that you feel like you want to take on, then do that 3-minute or less video and send that to all your leads. And I think you could just do something simple, introduce yourself, introduce, talk about what you like to do as a coach and what you're passionate about and what your favorite workouts are, and share that stuff and see if that helps those responses to those leads, because that's what I'm going to start to do, because sometimes those leads do not respond and it's frustrating. So yeah, just try something new with your videos and putting it out there. And this was all stuff that she does on her personal page. So if you don't have a like page, don't feel like you have to jump up and do that. She mixes all that in with her personal page. So I think your like page can be even more specific, but I also think it's important too that you're personal and you're setting yourself apart from other fitness pages, because you're using that fitness page, and if you're spending money on ads, for sure, you got to show people who you are as an individual, not just throw up, general content. And I know I struggle with that too, but if you can sit down and schedule some time to do some content like that, I think that really can help you get prepared so that you're doing that consistent posting. And she talked about like pages posting like 5 to 10 times a day, which to me is like, holy cow. But I'm trying to ease more into along 5, but it seems so hard to find content for that. But I think the more you can do with that, the better, as long as you're providing that value. So that's what I got from that. And I thought it was really good. There was a couple other really good trainings that we're going to do. One was really good about your brand, which was cool because she talked a lot about this quiz that you can do, which I found really interesting. So we have to break that down. So we'll do that a little bit differently, but it's really, really good. So yeah, so there's some other stuff with that, but that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to ask about that? Because it was really good. It was a really good training. No, you guys are good. Does anyone else have any other apps that they found that are good that they like to use? Because I use Pick, Play, Post a lot. Anything that's easy that I can do a workout, take a picture, and then put my post up right away, I think is easier. But it's all about that content and attracting those people that you feel like you want to work with, So find that niche and really focus on that, because we can all post fitness quotes and motivational quotes and recipes that we find on Pinterest. But if you can see, that's what was my problem. I would find really great recipes on Pinterest, but I won't make them. And I think it's so much more personal when you can make a recipe and share that, even if it's a fail, or share that it was a fail, get personal and share, little parts like that. So anybody, oh, look at Christy. Get out of here, Christy. That's gross. I'm just kidding. Oh, busted. Anyway, all right. Nothing? You guys got nothing? Who's got Success Club points this month? Ooh, Stephanie. Okay, Donna, you do. Don't be shy. Stephanie does. Lisa, how are you doing? You have any points yet? I don't either. I'll get there. I'm just like, man, it's a lot more work. It's working. Stephanie, how are you? What are your tips here? How are you getting? Oh yeah, your mommy group. Your mommy groups.
Yeah. I text Megan about that today. I have just kind of re-ventured out because we moved here 2 years ago, and I did mommy stuff and I wasn't meeting anyone that I was clicking with. So I just kind of threw it in the towel and was pregnant, and now I'm ready to mingle again. So I've mingled a little bit, and there's there's cool people. It's just kind of a hard age to be when your time is precious. You don't really want to spend it with people that you don't click with, but then if you do that, you're just a hermit. So I'm coming back out, and I think that's good. And I went to a baby shower not long ago, and the lady way across the table from me said, "Oh, I see that you're a Beachbody coach." So that was kind of nice because I didn't say a word, but it was broadcast. So
yeah. So she knew what you were doing. She knew from Facebook?
She knew from Facebook, and she said a lot of her friends from high school are doing it.
Okay. Did she ever comment on any of your stuff? Was she one that was on your radar or no?
No. And I really met this group of girls maybe a month ago, and I've only seen them a handful of times, but they're tight. So I'm really the new girl and just trying to, be normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was telling Megan, it's nice and we're having conversations, but I've only been a coach since July, but I have had my coach heart broken so many times that like I don't count on anyone for anything anymore, and I just like do my best.
Yeah, to put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Wendy and I were talking a little bit because she's got a couple coaches on her team that have been with her for a long time, but are really negative and are really bringing the morale of the group down. And we both agreed that at the beginning, I think you're so anxious to build your team that you pursue people that maybe were not a good fit for you. But you wanted them to join your team. And so you pursued them. And we both agreed that not that you don't pursue them anymore, because you certainly, if they want to do it, you don't, prejudge that or say, no, I don't want you on my team. But we don't desperately pursue those people that maybe we don't see are such a really great fit on our team anymore, because you do want that team culture of people that are positive and are going to be there and work and be consistent and stuff. So yeah, you're right. But to have those conversations going, it's only going to be a good thing because, yeah, you never know where they're going to go. But at least they're seeing your stuff. So that's great. So, Donna, how'd you get your 2 new coaches?
One was my aunt.
Yeah.
Well, she's in love with the shake, so I knew that, at least for the discount for now, because I know that she doesn't plan on stopping it anytime soon.
Yeah, right.
The other was a friend that our kids are the same age, and it was basically one of those where I just signed her up as a discount coach because I said if she was going to continue it, you know what I mean? Like I kind of took that approach instead of just doing it, where she was buying the challenge back. So, that worked. I don't know if, she'll end up getting it past the first month, but she seems excited about it now. So.
Yeah, I think that if you can have her in your team page and just share what you're doing and your ideas, then either she'll decide that she wants to slowly participate or she won't. But at least, yeah, you're giving her the opportunity to kind of join
right.
if she wants to, even as a discount or just, a hobby coach or whatever. Right. Cool. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Yeah, hi, lady. Go ahead.
I have a question. Do you think that I know that there's like the jab, hook or whatever thing, and that mentality of, having a little bit of a game plan for when you do invite and things. Do you think that like I need to be more methodical, or I guess I'm speaking for all of us with that, or I just feel like I invite people to things or the business when the moment strikes, and I don't know if I should be more strategic with it, like if I'm beating people over the head or what.
Yeah, I don't with personal invites, or if I feel like someone's ready to join a challenge group, I don't try to hold them off. But yeah, I think it's best to look at your month and then put in your invitations so that you're not realizing I'm inviting to my challenge group, but then 2 days later I'm inviting to my clean eating group. People are like, whoa, if you can plan out like once a week doing that invitation, or working that into your calendar so that you're planning those invitations. Yeah. So you're not catching yourself inviting without planning that out ahead of time. Yeah. That's why we try to plan our month that way. So it's easier to plan, inviting people a week ahead of time. So if you can do that, looking at your calendar, these next couple months are tricky, but for January for sure. And, it's a good time to plan that post and when you're going to do it now so that you don't do inviting. You don't want to turn into white noise that people are like, oh yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. You want people to be like, when is she going to do another one so I can be ready, Cool. Anybody else have anything they want to share? No? Y'all good? Y'all good? All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'll post this recording then tomorrow, and you guys can share it with your team. And hopefully it helped. And we'll do this other one, this branding one. I think some of you really like it because it's a really cool quiz. And then you look back at it and you're like, okay, this is maybe things that I didn't really think I needed to be doing. So it's really cool. So we'll share that. But all right. Thanks for taking the time, guys. I know it's easy to skip these, especially when you know that they're going to be recording, but I like to see you guys, and it means that you're showing up for your business. So thank you so much. So, all right, we'll talk to you later.